Hey everyone, Andrew again from the Ridgeline Division shops. In this video I'm going to cover how I paint locomotives. And the one that we're going to work on is the one you see there, HO scale model. This is an Athearn SD40-2. This model in particular came as an undecorated unit, so didn't have to strip the paint off of the model, although it's very easy on an Athearn unit. Also, the end decorated pieces come with a few different options, different dynamic brake options, different noses, etc. But what we have here is we're building CP Rail's Expo 86 unit, or one of the three Expo 86 units that they had. This one is 5698. And the unique thing about this unit is that it has the 102-inch snoot nose. It also has the early style radiator grills, which I've already converted there. And a couple of different, unique to Canadian road details that have been added on. You know, you see the bell above the cab window, these square sand filler housings, this pilot plow, the different horn that they have, and of course, you know, the single headlight housing on the rear or on the long hood end. These interesting, I think they're lift rings or some kind of lifting connections. So, you know, just wanted to go over that. Also added on a couple of details onto the pilots. We've got the speed recorder, or onto the trucks. We've got the speed recorder there, the brake piping, and added on these fuel tank details to the front or to either side. So anyway, I'm going to show you how I paint these things. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to cover it with a light gray primer. I won't show you that part, but when there's this many different colors, I've got at least 4 different colors on here. What you want to do is make them all the same color. So a light gray usually works best. So I'll start with that. I will prime it, and then I will go over it with white, since that's the first color we're going to do. But let me get it primed and cleaned up and ready for paint, and then I'll come back. Alright, let me stop for a second. I haven't finished primering the model yet, but I wanted to show you guys what it is I'm doing and why I'm doing it. You may not be able to see it, so I'll take pictures and show you those pictures. But right here, there's a little bit of just a hairline slice, and in this area back here, I did a lot of sanding, filling and sanding with putty to get it smooth back here. It's not 100% straight, it's like 95% smooth and straight, but it doesn't really show up because of the multiple colors that I had used. Once you paint everything the same color, you can start to see those little undulations and unevenness, that little unevenness in the finish that still needs to be worked out. So what I'm going to do is I primer it, and then I sand it down smooth again, go back, primer it another time. You can see there's even a little mold mark there that needs to come out. So, you know, just because I've added on all the parts and I've done the modeling doesn't mean it's ready for paint yet. This is probably, you know, one of the more time-consuming parts of building a model, is the primering and smoothing, preparing it to be painted. So anyway, I will finish doing that. I guess one more thing before I go, the color that I've used is SP lettering gray, which I have right there. It's SP lettering gray. The only reason I use that color is because I have a big full bottle of it on hand. Any light gray color will work. My suggestion is that you try to use a color that you have plenty of, so that you don't end up changing your primer halfway through the project. You don't want to use the same color out of a different bottle, could even have a different shade. And the reason you don't want to use a different one is because it could change the shade of your top coats and stuff like that. It's a personal preference. I like to use the same color over the whole model, so I just pick whatever light gray color that I have plenty of. Anyway, I will get that finished, and I will come back once it's ready for paint. Alright, so there it is, all primered up. Put an even coat of gray all over the shell. As you can see, I've painted the trucks and the fuel tank black already. I actually just used black as a primer instead of using a light gray, since they were going to be black anyway. I just went ahead and sprayed them directly. Usually don't have an issue doing it that way. Anyway, so we're ready to go now. I'm happy with the way that the surface came out. Like I mentioned, I'm going to start with white to do the Expo lettering. So I'll go ahead and spray white, and then we're going to counter spray with red, and finally with black, and then we'll do decals. So let's go.
Take one more step towards you, 'cause all that's waiting is regret. And don't you know I'm not your ghost anymore? You lost the love I loved the most. Collecting a jar of hearts and tearing love apart. You're gonna catch a cold from the ice inside your soul.
Okay, I went ahead and finished up the rest of the decals. Showed you doing the sides of the long hood there, the CPU rail and the Expo, and the, I guess those are paint splotches. Also took care of the cab number boards, the numbers on the back, and the striping. Obviously these dots along the side, and the striping on the front and the back. I wanted to show you how I did that, but couldn't do it with the camera in the way. But just as a rough kind of walkthrough, I did measure out the area that the stripes were going to go on, cut the decal out, and literally kind of put an X through where the decal was going to go over the lights. Laid it down and then cut that section out while it was on the model. In the back, same thing, put an X there where the light was coming through, and measured out the space for the numbers, and then cut that out before adding it to the model. Obviously there's still a bit of cleanup work required there. I have to go back, add the grab irons, the handrails, obviously. Gotta finish trimming out the locomotive, and then of course I have to weather it, reinstall the windows and whatnot. But for now, that's kind of the extent of the video. Go ahead and ask any questions you might have. Drop a comment, I would appreciate it. I have not updated my website in a while, so I'll get around to doing that one of these days. But go ahead and stop by there, ridgelinedivision.com. I have to add a guest book in there, so if you guys would stop by and leave a comment, that'd be great. Other than that, I will see you on the next project. Until then, thanks for watching, and catch you next time.